Thank you. Thank you if you engage with lineage healing. Thank you if you are doing the work of what is also called ancestral healing. Thank you if you are praying for the elevation of the member of your community, your family who passed away. Thank you for doing this work. It is very important and it matters. I know it is something that we mostly do privately, indoors, quietly, and maybe no one knows about the work you're doing. No one knows how much effort, how much of your energy, your time, your resources in general it takes. And thank you. Thank you for doing that, because it's not only for the members of your family, of your community, that you are doing that. It's also for all of us, humankind. So thank you. This message, I sent it a few days ago in my stories on YouTube here, and well, it has been removed. I posted in the evening. In the morning, I woke up and I received this very strange mail saying that it was kind of explaining as if I used the content of someone to create a short, which is obviously not the case, because I was the one in the video speaking in the short, so it was my face. Basically, I just like took an excerpt of a video that I did previously. Well, it highlights how much we, and it's a general we for people working, do, like, let's say in spirituality in general, people are really doing the work to support others in their spiritual journey. It highlights how much we are targeted by these platforms and how much it is important for us that you also join the community or the spaces that we open outside of these big corporations. In my case, you may join a free available newsletter, and there is one especially for lineage healing, ancestral healing, if you prefer. I leave the link here below in the description. You may join this newsletter to receive some news, also to participate if you want in some programs that I have regarding this topic. There is also a general newsletter that you can join. These are the modalities that are available at the moment. There is also an Instagram account. Yes, I know, it belongs to another corporation. The idea is not to, let's say, have everything in the same basket. That was also the idea for me to open this Instagram account. Yeah, I really would like to encourage you to like have at least two options of how you're receiving these messages, this content, especially if it matters to you, if you find it interesting. That would be my invitation, recommendation. So this said, thank you for being there. Welcome to Nest of Harmony. If you are new here, my name is Christelle Ahia. On this channel, I share knowledge, content related to indigenous knowledge systems, more specifically those of Africa and its diaspora. And we see how they can support us in living in a more balanced, aligned way, or if you prefer, in a more harmonious way. So, as I introduce this topic with the beginning of the video, I would like to speak of the importance of lineage healing, also called in certain circles ancestral healing. Why I don't use the words ancestral healing? For a very basic specific reasons that I have already explained on this channel. Uh, I'm going to like introduce it again. For traditionalists, and it is the case in various indigenous knowledge systems, not only those of Africa and its diaspora. Ancestors are not only family members, so people of your blood lineage that passed away. Ancestors, let's say, to make it simple, it's a title that people acquire once they passed away, or even when they are alive, depending on how they have lived their life, what they have achieved, what they have nourished their community with. And when I say what they have achieved, I'm not considering here material belongings, things such as money or houses or cars or companies and so on. It's more what they have achieved in terms of being in service for other people. And of course, being in service can happen in so many various ways, right? So there are like plenty of options. And I can even add the impact that they left people with, like how people remember them, like especially on an emotional level, the kind of emotions that people feel when they think of them. These would be like some kind of things taking into consideration. I have various videos in which I go deeper on this topic. So if you're interested, in knowing the more about the difference between departed one, your ascendants, ancestors, feel free to have a look at those videos. So ancestral healing, or as I prefer to say, lineage healing, it is important to support those who passed away so they can be elevated, meaning they can finish what they left behind them in terms of emotional, energetical, spiritual processing. We know that this human experience is full of, let's say, challenges, intense experiences that create intense emotions, intense in under certain circumstances, intense energy, even energy blockages. And these are supposed to be processed by us, by each of us, as while we are still alive. And when this is not done, this stays unfinished. It doesn't disappear when we passed away. So it still needs to be done, to be completed. And that would be a summary of the process that needs to be done to help people who passed away in their process after the death, basically after the physical death. And so this work is important for this reason. The other reason is that whatever is left behind has an impact on the people staying in this realm. So maybe on you or people related to you, I don't know, cousins, sisters, children, and so on. It has an impact. And until this is processed, this is going to be transmitted again and again. And these patterns, these impacts are going to be how can I say, are going to, like, I want to say, snitch in people life experiences, or they're going to, like, to remind them, to remind that they are present, that they are still ongoing. And it is very often one of the reasons why people, generations after generations, experience either some kind of similar experiences, similar challenges around the same topic or the same, let's say, areas of topic. It could be, for instance, health issues in general, or even in health issues, it could be, for instance, inflammatory diseases. And there are various type of inflammatory diseases, right? And it can be like, members of a family will experience, like, inflammatory diseases at different stages, different type of diseases, and so on. Some may have stronger symptoms, other not, or for other people it will come as they age, and so on. Nevertheless, it will still be present. That can be an example, for instance. And so this is another, I think, valid reason to deal with lineage healing. It's not only for you as one individual, it's also for the other people of your group, of your community, of your family. And this is important because it means that if it impacts other people, then it also impacts the rest of us. Because we all interact with other people, right? Outside of our community, outside of our family. And these people interact also with other people and so on. I mean, I guess you understand the picture here. And so at some point we are connected at various levels, but we are still connected. And so it is how certain patterns are still very much present in our societies, in the world in general. I'm going to take like quite a very speaking example. If we look at all the damages created by patriarchy, for instance, and there are many, right? We can see how generations after generations, people have been impacted by patriarchy. And when I say people, it's not only women and children, it's also men. Like, we all have been impacted by that, generations after generations. Now, let's think of it that way. When one generation, or at least in one family, or in one community, or in one group, people take the responsibility of really dealing with all the damages caused by patriarchy within the community, within themselves, within their lineage, when they really take this time, this opportunity to address it, we can see like a huge difference from one generation to the other, because obviously they're not going to repeat, they're not going to transmit, they're not going to teach those patterns that created the damages in the first place. And this is how you reduce, you stop patterns to, like, go from one generation to the other. And I know that for patriarchy, it's a huge topic. It's like something big, right? And it's not one family only who is going to stop that. Of course not. But we can already see that if one family is like breaking the cycle, it will allow the next generations to grow differently, to think differently, to act differently, to talk, to behave differently. And this will have an impact on all the other people they will meet, their friends, their colleagues, their comrades, their employees, or teachers, students, and so on, right? So it goes beyond this family. And we can imagine, like, if one member of this family is a teacher, and as they would have received other types of knowledge, education, they will be able to transmit it to the students. And now we can start to see like the impact, right? Because a teacher, each year they have different students. So each year they're able like to transmit knowledge to new people, who to new children or students, depending how old they are. And these people, they will also transmit it, or they will work or think differently. And they will also bring this knowledge back in their families or in their community, and they will create something different. So this is how we create meaningful impact, and it is how much lineage healing can be important. Lineage healing, it's not only for the people who passed away, it's also for us, people who are still here in this realm, to support us, to help us break cycles, break patterns that created damages in our lives, in the lives of other people. It enables us to interact differently with the world, to have another worldview that we can consciously, or at least more consciously, choose, and therefore to create another future, a future where we don't only follow or repeat the patterns of our forthcomers. And I think this is very important. And this is how much we can do with lineage healing. So if you are not sure whether or not you need it, how to start, or if you wondering maybe who in your lineage could benefit from lineage healing, I have a few videos about that you can find on this channel. There is a playlist called Ancestry, if I'm correct. Please have a look at this playlist. You can. And another point that I would like to highlight is the importance of protection when you engage with lineage healing. So even before starting, it's important to have access to protection from spiritual guides, from your ancestors, or if you prefer elevated ancestors or well ancestors. It is very, very important to first have protection before starting the process of healing, of lineage healing. So there are ways, there are modalities for you to ask for protection, to protect yourself, and also to kind of make, let's say, a protection around you, in a sort that the pattern that I was mentioning from your the people in your lineage who needs like support in their healing process, that these patterns don't directly affect you, especially while you engage with the process of healing, because yeah, things can get like messy, let's say. And when you engage with those practices, you want at least to be protected. You're not trying to like how can I say, dive into something that you don't know, or you don't know how to come out from it, right? You don't want to be completely submerged by the things that you're going either to find out or maybe to remember. These are the things that we want to take into consideration. So protection is very, very important. And I would say, even before starting lineage healing, or before starting to wonder who in your lineage may need support in this healing process and so on, you first want to address protection. How do you protect yourself? Spiritually, energetically, emotionally, physically, mentally, right? In like all the dimensions, we are multi-dimensional beings. So this is very important. First, to engage in protecting yourself. And I was almost forgetting to mention cleansing, right? Cleansing on the one hand is a form of protection, and on the second hand, when you want to ask for the protection of your ancestors, or if you prefer elevated ancestors, well ancestors, you need to cleanse to be in strong cooperation interaction with them. You need to cleanse, and this needs to be like a habit, like a kind of routines, I would even say, especially for highly sensitive beings. It is very, very, very important. I mean, cleansing is so beneficial. It can bring like so many benefits, and immediate benefits, I would say. So this is something also very important to consider. And this highlights the fact that you need to create like interaction, a relationship with your ancestors. Those that are also called well ancestors, elevated ancestors, right? So this is very important to do that. And if you don't know how to proceed, if you have questions, feel free to look at the videos that I've already shared. There are a few videos related to that, how to connect with your ancestors, with a few simple practices. You may also want to join my ancestral lineage relational program. It exists for a group, but also as a solo journey, because I know that some people prefer to do this journey like on their own, which I completely understand. So I leave the link in the description. Feel free to have a look at that. If you have questions about that, well, the doors are open. Send your questions. If you want also like a one-on-one call just to discuss whether or not you need it, or how you should proceed, you can also book a call with me. I am now available on the website Resalib, so you can just book like a call there with me. This said, I leave you with my favorite quote: let's take care of ourselves and of each other. See you soon.